welcome to 10 Minutes with Anthony Coronavirus Edition. We're still, as you can see, in the body zone, which is surprising. It hasn't closed. People working out. Everything's, normal. Nothing really changed. So, anyways, I'm your host, Jin Cherney, and this is under 10 Minutes with Anthony Iliopoulos. So, what's up?
Yes, and of course, all of our thoughts, opinions, and what we say here do not necessarily reflect the view of the owner, management, or staff here at Bodyzone. That is our disclaimer. But yes, we are in the midst of this virus thing that's going, and I'm not sure why people are buying all this toilet paper, but yeah, I mean, it's all it takes is something like this to reflect everything what's wrong with our fellow members of the human race. I mean, it's like, first of all, everyone is a scientist. Like I read on social media, and
just keep that hand away from me, okay?
Yeah. But everyone is a scientist. Now, listen, I don't know anything about coronavirus or anything like what is it, like code, something is the official name? Something
COVID, some number,
Well, I'm not sure why they would name it Corona. It can't be good for the beer company that to have that. Like, why would you do that? And can Corona sue somebody for that? Like, it has a name that's not a hard name to pronounce. It's not like we're talking about some species of shark, that has this long name, and they say, oh yeah, it's just a great white shark. But I don't know why they have to name it something like that.
I think it has to. It's like you have hantavirus and other, names. So they do give it the names. Not sure why Corona, but I think coronaviruses are just a certain group of viruses named probably by some scientists or something.
But the thing is, the people that I see on my news feed on social media never seem to disappoint me for entertainment purposes. I mean, somehow this virus somehow is turned into depending on what political side you're on. There's a group of people that are constantly telling me, and I don't know what these people do for a living, but I'm assuming they're not, biology scientists or anything like that, but they're telling me, this is a hoax, you have nothing to worry about, blah, blah, blah. And then you have the other side that's saying, this political side wants you to believe it's a hoax, go to the store and buy out all the toilet paper right now, kind of thing. And it's like, man, I don't know, it might be the worst thing in the world, or it might not be anything, but I'm not the one who can tell you this, and I don't think I know anybody that could tell me. So it's kind of like I just live my life, it's not going to impede me one way or it will impede me, but not the way I live my life, in other words.
Maybe they wanted to sell more toilet paper, that's a how about it's a conspiracy to kill off older people?
Maybe, but I mean, it's
like a Logan's Run, kind of like once you get certain age, insurance company just don't want to pay for for older people.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a thing, and here we're going to feel the impact. It's going to get in everybody's pocketbook here because they've just, love them or hate them. Cruise ships are a big part of the economy here, and what comes in, and they've suspended all cruise ships for 30 days. So, that's going to kill those businesses down there, similar to like when you have a hurricane or a natural disaster. So that's going to affect, those people are annoying that come off the ships, yes, but they do spend money and they keep those businesses going down there.
Yep.
$5 t-shirts.
No, and mind you, the Key West is a tourist destination, so we have people coming here from all parts of the U.S. and the world, and it doesn't matter when you stop at cruise ships for us, right? I mean, there's still going to be tourists, and we're like at the epicenter probably of it all, I mean, and I haven't really noticed any panic. Everything goes as normal.
But they're not going to allow any of these, other than United Kingdom, I guess, they're not allowing any tourists in from anywhere else. So that's going to impact, and it's going to impact me and my other business, what I do, which is I deliver packages for FedEx, because these businesses aren't going to be ordering stuff. So that's going to cut into my hours, which in a good world, I'm working a lot of hours and making money, and they've already kind of cut back on that. So, I'm fortunate that I have some other stuff, going on, but still, it'll be a squeeze, so we'll get through this. And but a lot of these things that they tell you to do, when I was a younger guy and I had little kids, I would get sick. They would get me sick a lot. Yeah. And so I started excessively washing my hands and being more mindful of that. And of course, for the most part, I eat a very healthy diet. And I've really never had, knock on wood, or I've never really had problems with sickness, just kind of staying with that protocol, And I'm in an iffy business, because I'm handling packages from all over the world, all the time. And I'm in, people are touching my power pad and signing it and handing it back to me. So the guy, speaking of that, Paul Menta, that owns the rum factory there on 105 Simonton Street. He competes in kiteboarding, but he's it's legalized rum, and he took a big batch of what he would use to do rum, and he made 140 hand sanitizers, and he gave me one. It's cool, I gave it to my wife, Marilyn, and kind of a little souvenir thing. But that's really cool. He's very, very like a community activist. If there's a hurricane, a storm, he's the first dude to go over there. So there's like a shortage of hand things. This dude stops brewing rum for a second, and does these hand sanitizers. Good dude, cool dude. He's got long hair, ride a bike, has the Key West hat on, rides his bike, cool, does a kiteboard and stuff. Cool dude, very cool dude, Paul. So that was that. But speaking of wives, I'm going to kind of hit you by surprise.
Okay.
I was doing some shopping, before I came in here, My meals got a little screwy today. So I was going to come in and train legs. I need a little energy. So I'm going to go in to the Winn-Dixie here. And, the worst move I've made today by far on hindsight. But, I just want like some kind of candy bar, some sugar, a little sugary drink, just something to kind of get me, maybe a Pop-Tart or two or five or whatever. So I put that in my little basket, because I don't have any pockets. Well, not that I would put that in my pocket, that would be stealing, but so I'm walking through, and wouldn't you believe, I run into different people I know. And the very first thing, they're always going to look in my cart, right?
Yes.
And so they assume they're going to see like bean sprouts in there and some lean fish or something like that. And in there's Pop-Tarts, one of these like Rice Krispie treats, but not just Rice Krispie treat alone. Yeah. It's got it's got some chocolate chips in there too.
Sounds good.
And then a couple other things, a couple sugary drinks. Well, lo and behold, I run into your ex-wife, Nicola.
Okay.
So that's the first time I've told you this, so hopefully it doesn't take you too much by surprise.
I expected it just when you said.
Okay,
beginning of.
So she informed me that she now works out here.
Yes.
She's come here to work out, and so it was nice to see her. She, of course, back in the day when I'd come over to your old place over there, and we would be doing stuff in your computer room, making noise, playing loud guitars, killing people on screen and everything. She would come home I think she would rather me not be there when she would come home from work, and she always used to make us take off our shoes, remember? But it was good to see her. I'm glad she's made the best decision and come over to this gym. She also mentioned that she had hurt her back, and that she'd been trained a little bit with Artem and Oksani, and Oksani's kind of helped her back out and stuff. So they're very good trainers here, very good people, very good competitors. Oksani, of course, a pro who's getting ready for a St. Louis pro show here in a few weeks, and she's in fantastic shape. Hopefully we can get her on some. I think you had Artem on earlier. We'll show that later in the interview. But yes, I did see her, and I saw like 3 other people that work out here. And so, they kind of hold me in high regard here and assume that, while they're partying, I'm at home, pounding, stale rice and stuff. And they see this candy in there, and I'm like, yeah, well, and they're like, you can't be. And I was like, no. It's not for me. It's for Marilyn. I'm bringing it for Marilyn. I always throw her under the bus, So, but then I can't even make this stuff up. So the lines are huge. It's Armageddon. They're buying bottled water and crap like that and everything. So I'm standing in this line forever for a Pop-Tart, some kind of granola with peanut butter and caramel in it. That before mentioned Rice Krispie treat with chocolate chips in it, and a couple of these Mountain Dew mango sugary drinks, and so forever I'm in this line, so lady behind me, kind of a heavy set older lady who's got gloves on, to protect her from the thing. She's like, what are you eating there? And she starts going through my stuff, and I'm in the line and everybody's kind of looking. She's like, and she's reading these things off, And so she's like, you look like you might work out. And I'm wearing this shirt, yeah, a little bit, And you eat this stuff, and she's got like, ho-hos and stuff in her. She's like, I don't usually do this, but it's Armageddon, so I've gotten all the junk food. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure, ma'am. And she got, I never eat these Hostess or these things. I just, I'm just, a little upset with everything going on. And I said, yeah, I don't eat this either. My wife's like 8 months pregnant, she had a weird craving. She sent me in here, get Pop-Tarts, a couple sugary drinks, I was writing down. I said, she didn't say pickles though, but, yeah, it's terrible. So
But I know from before when you were like on a really strict diet, and that friend of yours kind of looked at your picture and he said, eat a pizza right now, So it's not like that you always eat. I mean, most of the time you eat great, but there's like some cheat days and whatever when you know when you need it.
Right. And I probably eat more. I mean, I probably eat more junk food than a lot of bodybuilders, but I'm not proud of that. But there's a time and a place. If you get a certain leanness like that, sometimes you start to get depleted. It's almost like an overtrain. This really wasn't my problem today because I'm eating plenty. I'm heavy. I just need a little spike to get me through the leg workout. And I missed a meal, got kind of messed up this morning with things, which is not a way to be a successful bodybuilder. But so I just look for something that I can go in. It's my energy source. Go and train legs hard, and then get back on the saddle.
But the thing with the lady, right? I mean, I wanted to say a similar thing because I was in deli meat section, and this big fat dude, with a cane, barely, and then we were and we were waiting there like for 20 minutes. It was like taking forever, so we talked a little bit, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm here first time in like a year because doctor told me I can eat this stuff, blah blah blah. Then when we're checking out, he was like in front of me, and I'm like looking, he has a deli meat, he has like 2 big cakes, and everything. So I'm like, what the hell did this guy get over, when he's like,
yeah, that's
I mean, he looks the way he does because of freaking 2 cakes and not just a deli meat. He had a freaking 2 huge cakes in his.
Yeah, people. It's a weird thing. I shouldn't be embarrassed. To do that, but it's like nobody believes you do that. And they think, and then it's like a weird thing. Like, years ago when I used to, I've been using cheat meals for 20 years, and years ago, when they used to have Albertsons, remember they had, and I was in Orlando, they used to have Albertsons, and Albertsons would always have that deal all the time, buy two, get one free or something like, or buy, what they would do is they would just charge you double.
Well, there was Albertsons here.
But they would just charge you double, so it would be like you think you're getting something, but you're actually just buying three of them, But they used to have some pretty good snacks there and stuff. And there used to be a guy in the meat department that knew me as a bodybuilder coming in there getting meat, and he'd see those snacks in there, and he'd be like, "I know you don't eat that." And of course not. And, kids are having a birthday party, so he started thinking. One day he was like, "How many birthday parties do those kids of yours have? How many kids do you have?" Because I was like, "Yeah, kids are having a birthday party. That's why I got the cake and the donuts and the."
You'll get caught eventually.
Yeah, and so that's it, and you don't want people to know you really do that. I don't know, it's a weird thing, but yeah, so I couldn't have made that stuff up that happened to me, walking through that Winn-Dixie to go in there and spend $4.29 and stand in a line for 25 minutes.
I think it's something to be proud of, that you can eat that and you still look the way you do, It's there's nothing really to be ashamed of.
I guess, but it just, people sometimes have a different, what they think and I do. I mean, when the bell sounds, man, I can go 20 weeks on eating, the same thing over and over again. But if my guy in California, who I listen to without question, we've been together for 10 years, if he looks at my pictures and says, "You look flat, you look sick, you look tired, go eat a pizza. Go eat." Pizza's like one of the worst things, I think. I think it just has all the bad factors, You have the crust, you have the grease, you have the, sausage, whatever you put in there, But it's crazy, man. If I'm real lean, how that can just fill me up like that seems to be pretty good. Pop-Tarts are always good, but.
Just got back from Arnold Classic weekend from High Columbus. And actually it was really sad to be there because they had to cancel the expo show. The spectators were not allowed to go to watch the prejudging, and it was not fun. It was not fun to compete, to stay on the stage and smile to the empty audience, and all of competitors were a little bit disappointed about that. It was not like regular Arnold. I'm going to visit this event. I'm going to take a part in this event since 2015 every year. And it was really sad because this year they expected to accept 250,000 people from all over the world just for these 4 days in Columbus, Ohio. And 2 days before this event, they canceled everything. So can you imagine all the hotels, all cab drivers, stores, all people were so unhappy about it, and everyone was in a bad mood, and it was not fun to compete. But anyway, we took a part in this competitions. I did well, actually. I became the sixth between 35, I guess, guys from all over the world.
There's the head honcho himself, Calvin.
Okay, so why don't you tell us, why people should, come here to the Bodyzone?
Well, you can't come to the gym now because there's the coronavirus everywhere. So it's a joke. I mean, we've been very slow for the past couple of days, but generally, we're the biggest gym in Key West. We have everything you need. We're clean.
Yeah. You guys still open, so that's great. Thanks for that.
Oh, yeah. Pretty slow turnout today, to be honest. Yesterday was pretty slow, but the hardcores, they always show up. And we actually had a few instructors cancel their classes because they didn't feel comfortable coming in.
Okay.
I don't think there's been any cases in Key West yet, though, but,
which is weird.
If you're healthy,
yeah.
If you're healthy, you don't feel like you have it, and then you're a prime candidate to spread it.
So who's this?
Oh, this is Maggie. Maggie, say hello.
And that's all we have for you folks today. See you next week.
See you next week.